Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrick, and alongside me, as always, is the PC Muscle Racing himself, LeRon Dawkins.
What's poppin'? I'm in a rather good mood tonight.
I'm in a great mood. LeRon, by the way, that color looks great on you.
Oh, thank you. Like this is an old one. Like I'm surprised it fits so nice. There's a new Monster Hunter update happening tomorrow, so I'm happy.
Because I'm listening.
As we wrap up this conversation with LeRon and to delay Stephanie.
Oh, sorry.
Mad Pharmacist Stephanie Klimov is also here.
Hello. My son was actually asking me why I wasn't talking, and then you know what? I was so I had to. Normally, I really book up my kid-free nights, but yesterday I was just having so much anxiety. I need to get a lot of stuff done, which allowed me to tune into the Crossroads podcast while I was cleaning up. And let me tell you, I loved it. Well, until I had to go to bed, and I mean, because
we were like, oh, she has to go.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are doing that on Twitch, but like now that it's like on YouTube, like I loved how you incorporated the videos of things that you were talking about. I think that was amazing. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Actual live feedback, people. Tune into Crossroads Live.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me how to do that, LeRon, so we can do that.
I've been slowly trying to ratchet up the production value of it because like we just wrapped episode 94, so we're literally 4 episodes out from episode 100, and I have no fucking idea what we're gonna do episode 100. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I was planning on sending Stoy and Andre a message saying, hey, like we need ideas, we need something, because all the stuff I've been doing in preparation for episode 100, that's basically gonna be status quo. So all those transitions, the video drop-ins, all that stuff you see, like, man, like, and it's getting to the point now where it's not a whole bunch of work anymore. It used to be a whole bunch of work at first, but now it's like just a little bit of planning and a couple of things, and so I avoid copyright. Like I make sure there's no audio from any of the stuff that's being played back. So like the Last of Us trailer clip you saw, the Spider-Man Miles Morales trailer clip and all that stuff, there was no audio playing in it at all. So yeah, so I'm having fun, you know, whenever I'm not being stressed out about the shit.
You're gonna have to show me how to do that, LeRon, because I need to start.
Super professional, really. Yeah. I'm not just saying it. Like I really like LeRon.
I do want to have some cleaner transitions because, like the transitions that you saw, that's basically the cooked-in ones from the theme I have through OBS, and I kind of want to see if I can, you know, get one that's a little more tuned in to like just movie production without doing like the freaking like screen wipes like the Star Wars films have, you know. Yeah.
No, actually, it's for Corey, though. Sorry, because I didn't want to interrupt you, LeRon, so I was waving my hand. PS5 Horizon bundles available at Walmart for $549, Corey.
I know. I saw. I can't do it right now. My window is past. My daughter's having surgery tomorrow, and I think that would be kind of like a mean kind of.
Is
it for her ears?
Oh no, it's for she's getting her adenoids taken out. So
early.
Yeah, my son just had his out a couple weeks ago.
Actually, I heard like the younger they are, like getting the adenoids taken out, it usually like solves some of the crankiness.
Yeah, it's usually and her tiredness and her whatever. We'll see, because they said my son would sleep better too, and guess what?
Is he knocked the fuck out right now?
No.
Oh, I think it's quiet.
No, he's sleeping right now, but he still wakes up a lot. So, yeah, I'm excited too because I'm gonna put it this way. I really love my job, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, no. That's amazing. That honestly, that's the shit that we like to hear. Like we like to hear that we have a job that we love and we're thriving in it. We like to hear that, you know, like our lives are, you know, like doing its thing, and you know, not you know, like not like those memes where it's like bills, car payment, you know, and stuff. Everything's just like whipping your ass all the time, you know, like relationship and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. So it's been an exciting couple weeks there as well. But yeah, everything's good. Movie Land for me also got exciting this week. So that was
Oh Lord.
two movies I'm very excited for.
Oh well, I know one, but
You
what
do?
I know
Which-
one, which is a Marvel movie, right?
Yeah, well, one of them is it's the
Yeah, what's the other one?
Deadpool with Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. Very excited
Uh-huh.
for that. The other one,
What's
which only hardcore Disney World fans will know, but they finally, after 40 years of this character existing, he's getting his own feature-length movie. Figment, the little purple dragon you guys have probably seen in the background
Oh yeah.
a few times. Finally getting his own movie. And Seth Rogen's company is producing it. The director of Encanto is directing it, and the writers of Detective Pikachu are writing it. So, pretty excited.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see. I wonder. I think I've already fan casted in my head. I think Jude Law would be a great Dreamfinder.
Ooh, yeah.
That's my casting. So he needs to keep the Dumbledore beard though, that he has in the new non-Harry Potter movies. So, anyways, enough about me. How are you guys? How's life? How's things? You having a great week?
My week has been okay. I'll put it at that. My week's been okay. Like, I mean, it's nothing super major. You know, trying to avoid not getting sick, because a couple people around me got sick. My roommate was recently sick with something. He tested and it was negative for COVID and stuff like that. And then my boyfriend was also sick, but we think it has something to do with him getting his monkeypox booster shot. Yeah, so I mean, so I'm just trying to avoid being sick, and like the whole turn of weather, like it's like it was a little bracing this morning to open the garage door to get ready for a workout, and it's like, whoo,
Yeah.
Like, where'd that draft come from? Do I need to put sleeves on? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Stephanie, I think you're muted. No. Uh-oh. No wonder why that headset was 50% off at GameStop.
Check and make sure you're not unplugged.
Yeah. IT guy. Did you unplug it and plug it back in?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
There you go.
that's so stupid. I was going to ask, did he have any significant reactions in general to the monkeypox vaccine, especially the first one? I'm just worried about that.
He said he said he had a fever and just the general. He said it was almost like mild version of what you would get from the Moderna vaccine. Okay. Yeah, he said it was like that, and I was like, and me, like I'm a big fucking bitch, so I'm like, I don't need this shit, so like I'm just biding my time, like shit. I gotta get in line though for the whatchamacallit, the next COVID booster, and might as well get my flu shot while I'm at it.
Yeah, make sure you time that well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it done before the middle of next month.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try. I don't know if I want to get it done during the week, so I have my weekend, or if I want to do it at the end of the week, so I use the weekend to recover. I don't know.
It's fair. Yeah. So I guess we should do some patron stuff.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
If you want to support the Boss Rush podcast and our family of podcasts, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Patreon is a monthly subscription-based service where you can support your favorite creators directly. We offer
like a tip jar.
Yeah. Yeah, nice one. You can support us at two separate monthly tiers. The $1 tier, which grants you early access currently to 5 shows, as well as a Patreon producer tier at the $5 level, which grants you early access plus a shout out on this here program right now. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of the Boss Rush podcast are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, my wife, Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Rebecca Jewell, and Prince Unsmooth Toes. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank all of our free listeners. Remember, all of our content remains free. We just offer you a few perks if you support us. If you do listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify on free feeds, please leave us a 5-star rating or a nice review. Really helps us out. Share with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, leave a question. By the way, you can also follow the Boss Rush Podcast on Twitter at Boss Rush Podcast, and also join the Boss Rush Network Discord for fun conversations about games and snacks and more. Also, head to bossrush.net for everything that we do, including articles, Boss Rush banters, reviews. LeRon, I read yours. Very nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Did you guys want to talk about it later?
Sure. I suppose we can do that. It's not like you just talked about it on Crossroads or anything. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we can. I'm just.
There was double meaning to that thumbs up.
I'm sure there was. It's always a double meaning with you, LeRon.
Whoa.
Have we been doing anything? Have we been watching anything? Playing anything?
I'm caught up on She-Hulk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I am too.
I'm enjoying She-Hulk. I'll put it that way. You know, like I came in with no expectations of it because I really don't know that much about She-Hulk in the comic continuity. So it was one of those things, and I know there's people that I know that basically are like avid fans of the comic series and stuff like that. So it was one of those things. But I'm enjoying it, and my roommate doesn't like it as much because he feels like he feels like it's killing the tone of what the MCU was, and I was like, the MCU, they have to do something different, because you have all these hyper serious movies, it was 23 movies if you count the first 3 phases, and out of those movies, maybe not even a handful of them were breaks from what was going on. Like Ant-Man was one movie that wasn't directly plugged into any part of the continuity. It was a standalone movie. The first Guardians of the Galaxy was also a standalone movie. Actually, I feel like no, I'm sorry. The second Guardians of the Galaxy was a standalone. So they got to do something because every movie can't be serious, and also they had to hit the reset button because the whole thing, the original phases are over, so they gotta set the new storyline and stuff like that, which is why guys had to be watching WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of She-Hulk, I like it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite of the TV shows.
It's a fun and funny show, but then again, I'm also lacking on a few of the Marvel shows because I still haven't seen Moon Knight, and I haven't seen Miss Marvel.
I think Miss Marvel was really adorable. That show was really fun.
Yeah. And I still haven't seen Eternals, and I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder yet.
Yeah,
you're not missing much with the Eternals.
Yeah. Thor: Love and Thunder, though, might be my favorite Thor movie.
Yes.
It was really good.
Wait. So might be better than Ragnarok, because I think Ragnarok is my favorite.
Yeah, well,
currently.
I mean, yeah, but the bar isn't set very high in terms of Thor. But
that's true. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked it more than Ragnarok, honestly.
I think the reason, in all honesty, I think the main reason why I like Ragnarok so much is because Hela was such a good ass fucking villain.
It's true.
She was good, and Carl Urban's character, it was like, I see what you're doing. He acts like he's not comic relief, but he really is comic relief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what was the other? Thor: Love and Thunder. I really liked. I think they did a pretty decent job of making Gore sympathetic, and Also,
people were mad about his treatment because I guess like he didn't translate well from the comics because apparently he's like a super badass in the comics.
oh no.
But then again, you know, like this is what the X-Men fans felt when, you know, like they just completely botched Apocalypse and Psylocke in the same damn movie.
Yeah. So, you know. But I liked it. I also liked Natalie Portman's kind of story in that movie too. It was very cool how that kind of wrapped up and kind of set the stage for the future of Thor if he comes back, which it really looks like he might be coming back. Also, fun fact, little girl in that movie is Chris Hemsworth's daughter. So.
Oh, no
cool.
kidding?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. We also started watching the show on Hulu called Reboot. It's a comedy about basically it's a fictional story about this cast of characters and a writer rebooting a early to mid 90s sitcom with the same cast, and they're just doing a more serious story with the same actors and characters. It has
so it's basically meta for what's going on right now.
Yeah, kind of. It has Keegan-Michael Key in it. It has Johnny Knoxville in it. Hold on, let me look up the rest of this cast because it has a pretty decent cast actually.
It's on Hulu right now?
Yeah, it's a Hulu original, as they say. It has Rachel Bloom in it, which she was in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, I think is what it was called. Judy Greer's in it. Paul Reiser is kind of one of the main characters in it too. So it's pretty good. It's really good. I highly recommend it. So, yeah, that show's pretty good. Me and my wife have been watching it. There's 4 episodes out now. We've watched 3, I think. So.
Oh, they're slow dripping it like some of their other shows, like Only Murders, for example.
There's 1 episode a week. I think 2 episodes came out the first week, and now it's 1 episode a week for the rest of it. It's a fun show. Like, you don't really have to think while you're watching it either. You know, it's just kind of like a nice, even show. So, I haven't really played anything though. I'm not gonna lie. Haven't really had time. So,
I played a couple of things, but nothing really substantial. And I realized that I'm gonna have to start Fire Emblem all over again.
Why?
Really? Why?
Because I put it down for too long, and now I'm kind of like struggling trying to like, you know, remember play styles and just what the hell I was doing basically.
That's fair.
I hate that. No,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah.
I mean, I'm not any better. I literally spent 15 minutes last night playing a game just so I can have a game to say that I played yesterday, because the last week has been kind of crazy between my event at Celebrate Holliston where I sold my books and my son's birthday that's this Sunday, so I had like 0 time. So I literally fought 1 boss and played 1 level of Kirby the Forgotten Land, and the only reason why I played that game is, 1, they're easy levels to just bang out, so I could be like, all right, I can clear this in a couple minutes. And number 2, which I guess almost kind of goes with LeRon's banter, is I have a bunch of games that I started for 2022 that I really need to finish. And Kirby the Forgotten Land is an easy one where it is a game I could just go back to because it's very like a level and then another level. So my goal is, because a lot of the games that I will be spending a lot of time on will be coming out in the beginning of this next year. I mean, there's Mario plus Rabbids, but I need to finish Pokemon Arceus because I know I'm almost done with the mainline story. I just want to be able to say that I beat the mainline story. That's all I want. And then Kirby the Forgotten Land. If I could just say that, I feel better about myself this year. So
yeah, I've already said that Mario and Rabbids is probably going to be like the sacrificial lamb for me. It's not It's not going to be a launch. It's not going to be a at launch game for me.
So, by the way, I don't. Sorry to kind of be meta about it and bring this up. Am I bringing in more static still?
No.
No.
All right, cool.
No. I actually did play.
I mean, it's. Eric.
I
mean, do you want to start some static? I mean, we can do this tonight.
No, I'm good.
I actually did play a little bit of a game. That new Shovel Knight game came out.
Oh, how was it?
It's a roguelite.
Which Corey hates, but he loves Shovel Knight.
Yeah. I do.
Shovel Knight Dig, that one?
Yeah, Shovel Knight Dig. Okay. I played for an hour and a half, and I have to say, guys, this did not sway me on roguelikes. Here's the thing. It's not a bad game for what it's trying to be. It's actually very good. I just hate this type of game, and so this game to me is not fun. Which really sucks because I really like the art style. It's like Shovel Knight in 16-bit, but it's more like it's like a procedurally generated roguelike SteamWorld Dig is what it plays like. And it just is not doing it for me. Just sorry, Yacht Club. I'll buy anything you put Shovel Knight in, but it doesn't mean I'm playing it. Sorry, guys. Although, Mina the Hollower is like Link's Awakening, so I'm very excited for that, which is their next game. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to say about Shovel Knight Dig after that. It's just, man, I thought that, like...
You tried.
I did. I gave the old 90-minute try. And I was like, you know what? It's just not for me, you know?
Well, I mean, that's what happened. Like, you do that for the franchises you love, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know it seems kind of like a easy example, and it's mean anyway. Like, I love Legend of Zelda. Everyone knows that, but
you do?
I can't. Yeah, did you know?
It's the first I've heard.
But at least you gave this a shot, because for me, I did not play Cadence of Hyrule, nor did I play. What's the latest Hyrule Warriors one?
Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity. I didn't play those because I can't do the Warriors type games, and I am definitely not into rhythm games. But I love the franchise, and I'm always kind of like, do I do it because I love Zelda, or do I stay away from it because I don't like the type of game that it is?
Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. You try, but like you're allowed to love franchises and not like games within the franchise, right? Like for me, yeah, Hyrule Warriors, those games are spin-offs, but I mean, if you're talking about straight up Zelda games, like I don't like the NES Zelda games. I don't like Skyward Sword all that much, right? Like, I mean, but I still love the franchise. It doesn't mean you know, that you can't not like something. So,
touche. True.
Well, I will say it like this, and it's kind of cool that you said what you said about the Shovel Knight Dig game, Corey. Because something I said last night, because like one of our major topics was why don't we finish games? Like y'all, like everybody heard a few minutes ago. And one of the parting pieces of advice I had for people is, you know, like listen, like, you know, I understand, like, you know, like we're in this age where we look at our walls and our bookshelves and, you know, our drawers, and sometimes we have towers of them on the floor and stuff like that. These games that we either have to play or we played and never finished and stuff like that. And I gave this parting wisdom, you know, is like, you know, like sometimes go with your gut. Like if you picked up a game and you're playing it and it's not for you, there is nothing wrong with putting it down and saying I'm moving on, or, you know, like taking it to GameStop or whatever and trading it in or giving it to a friend or whatnot, you know, or just like. And also trust your gut. If you're playing this game and every time you lose interest in it, but you always find yourself coming back to it, trust your gut. That means that's a game that you do want to play and actually like get the accomplishment done. So, you know, it's one of those things. So, you know, like, yeah, like Corey knew Corey knew his gut was like, this is a roguelike and it's not for me, so Corey knew to put it down.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think the only roguelike that I've ever like really kind of liked was Dead Cells.
Dead Cells is fun.
Just because
I like that.
Just because the combat is so good and the movement feels so good, and I wish that game was just like a game instead of like a roguelike, you know? I mean, like, and by a game, people should know what I mean by that. Like a handcrafted, like, just go, levels are set, that type of game. But
I hope we see more Dead Cells, because with that game, they release a lot of DLC.
They just put out DLC for like 2 or 3 months ago. I
Well,
think.
yeah, so they're still trying to keep that alive. And by the way, Dead Cells probably has one of my favorite trailers to the game, like the animated trailer. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Every chance I get, I'm like, dude, check out this trailer for this game that's already out.
Yeah. Fun fact, I played that game in 2017 at PAX.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, before it was even like a thing. It was cool. It was just the underground section though. There was only one, because when I went to PAX, they had like the Nintendo booth, and then they had like the tables set up for people to play, and it was really weird because you couldn't like capture anything, right? You had to like take off-screen camera captures of all the Nintendo booth games, and so Dead Cells was one of them, and it was just the underground area and like one area above ground, and it was like super cool, super fluid. And when I was talking to the director, because he was the director of the game, was there showing off the game, and he was like, yeah, we're thinking about procedurally generated stuff, but we're also thinking about like just making it a set game, right? Because this was just like a vertical slice of it. And I was like, I would play a lot more of it if it was just a set game.
Yeah.
And he didn't listen to me, which is fair. So, anyways, good times.
Good times.
Mm-hmm. My wife's back there.
I know. Hi.
Everyone says hi, wife. She waved. Anyways.
Tell her we think she's cool.
They think you're cool. She said, I know. Kind of. All right. Anyways, what's next? What's next? LeRon, do we want to talk about your banter piece here?
Sure. You want me to just
bust
set
it out.
Fast?
Set it up.
Yeah.
Bust it out.
All right. So yesterday, head over to if you head over to bossrush.net right now, the September 27th edition of the Boss Rush banner was written by yours truly. I asked all of our readers the question: why don't we finish our games? Now, it sounds a little like I'm having an accusation thrown out there, but I mean, let's be real, guys. Like if we look around, like I said, like we've got games that are just sitting around there either asking us to play them or taunting us because we never beat them and stuff like that, you know? So there's a thing. So as gamers, we all have like this point of pride that, you know, like when we're playing a game and we roll final credits, it's like the best thing in the world, you know, finish the game. Sometimes it's a sigh of relief. Sometimes it's like the best thing that could ever happen to you, depending on the game you're playing, stuff like that. And, you know, I did a little bit of digging and realized that we are in currently the 9th generation of console gaming, and that's a legacy that's been around since the 70s, 1972 to be exact. So we're 50 years into console in-home console gaming and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, you look around and you're gonna find a game that you have not beaten. And for a lot of us, it's a point of pride for gamers. Like, you know, like we're some people get up in the morning and say, I'm beating this game that I played, you know, stuff like that. Some people are like, damn, this game is kicking my ass. I can't play it anymore, stuff like that, you know. So, yeah. So why don't we finish our games? That's the question.
I have a different answer depending on the different part of my life. So breaking it down younger, when I was like in the late 90s, there was much less options for me. I had fewer games. So it's not like I had the choice to like buy 50 games and then not finish them because I bought 50 games. That's number one. Number two, I was a child or a kid, so I had basically zero responsibilities and had more time to play. So as far as ability to finish games, it was there, and also because I had so little games, the only games I didn't finish were if they were Blockbuster rentals, because I don't know, sometimes I just can't beat a game in like 3 days. And so beating a game was very regular for me. I was used to beating a game, one game at a time until you get to the end. There's actually only one game that I owned and I could not finish. And to this day, it still bothers me. And it's Donkey Kong 64. And the reason why I can't beat that game is because near the end, in order to get to the final boss, you need to obtain a rare coin and a Nintendo coin, like just a collectible. And by obtaining those coins, you need to play a game within a game. And those are like the old school Mario or Donkey Kong game, like these very, very retro things.
Oh man, I would have a blast.
I beat one, but I couldn't beat the other. I forgot which one I wasn't able to beat, and it was I can't. I just couldn't beat it. And that's literally the only reason why I couldn't roll credits for that. Jump forward to the future now, as a adult, single mom, full-time job, I just don't really have that much time. I still do my best to finish games and roll credits, but in part because I'm now in content creation with you guys, I always feel like this pressure to like keep buying games or trying new games to the point where I'm starting them and not finishing them. So that's kind of where I am at now.
Oh, this is a vicious cycle. Like once, I'm sorry. I really did not wish that on no one in particular, but definitely not you. It's crazy because it's this. You know what? As content creators, it almost feels like we're doing that. We're doing a digital version of Keeping Up with the Joneses now. Like we have to like because we get on like 2-3 times a week, in front of a live studio audience or in front of a virtual like sound audience and stuff.
Wouldn't that be cool if we did this in front of a live studio audience?
That would be great, actually. Have like a Boss Rush forum, that where people can come sit in the auditorium and like we talk about stuff, then we take some questions.
Yeah,
and a laugh track.
Yeah,
I don't know about all that.
No, we'll be so funny that the audience will just laugh.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like it feels like because of the environment that we're in, it's like we have to keep pushing, which means we have to keep like playing games, and keep trying out games, have to keep reading up on games. We have to stay in the know of all this entertainment medium, because like video games, is also like it also dabbles in like movies and television and all and cartoons and all this stuff. So it's like Jesus Christ, and comic books and all that stuff.
Here's another predicament is the reason why I fell in love with video games for me is enjoying the story and being a part of it. That's why I kind of like video games as a medium over a movie or a book. I don't know. It's just like it's a visual, audio, and interactive.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing stuff like with for example, Stray, Stray is probably one of my top games of this year, but I kind of had to hustle a little bit because I was also writing a review for it. So instead of being able to just like really take the time to explore every nook and cranny, I'm like, I'm on a little bit of a time schedule. So there's always that little bit of pressure to finish the game where I feel like I almost can't fully enjoy it like I used to.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's kind of why I don't commit to doing a lot of reviews. I don't. Because with my job and like the stuff I have going on, I just can't manage the time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of things I pointed out while we were talking about it though is okay, so like we gotta be honest with ourselves. Like games are getting longer and longer to play. Like look at the Assassin's Creed games. Like look at some of these games where it's just a constant grind and stuff like that. Destiny for sure. Monster Hunter. Like games get longer and longer to play. Like some of them have the fun factor that actually suck you back in, but there are other games where it's like it's a literal freaking chore, and like logging a whole bunch of hours on a particular game, depending on what you have to do, like, just, whew, it's a bit much. And like I can admit, I've found myself losing steam on a lot of games that I really wanted to play. Like when like the announcements came out, I was like, oh yes, I'm going to play this game. I'm and all this stuff. And speaking of gaming announcements, oh, go ahead, Corey.
I was going to say, and by the time the game comes out, there's so much coverage and so many trailers and so many podcasts and videos are out there talking about that you're just like, I'm kind of bored of this game, and it's not even out yet.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Like, then there's overhype on the game, and stuff like that. I'm starting to treat my video games the same way I treat movies now. Like, I watch like the initial trailer and maybe one more trailer, and then I try to leave it alone. Like, I think that's why I'm probably enjoying Saints Row more than other people did, because I only watched one trailer. I watched one trailer for Saints Row, and I watched the whole like deep dive the very first deep dive that they did. So I don't really have any problems with the Saints Row 2022 game, so like that. But I know other people, they did not have fun.
Yeah.
And we're also living this day and age of freaking Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Epic Game Store, GOG Galaxy, and stuff like that, where you're literally getting like more like 2 handfuls of games like every week for free and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like we're getting like for barely pennies, like we're getting games, and some of these games are like really short games. Some games take 4 or 5 hours to beat. Some games are like a freaking epic, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey just dropped last week on Game Pass.
Yeah, like two in the last 2 weeks there have been 17 games drop on Game Pass.
Yeah,
including Deathloop and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like,
yeah, and PlayStation Plus I gotta say, PlayStation Plus's September drop for the entire month is phenomenal.
What was their drop for September?
Let's see. Well, Deathloop became a permanent addition to PlayStation Plus for sure. Hold on, I gotta pull up the article.
Is this
real fast.
For one of the higher tiers, or is this?
This is for the extra and the premium tiers.
Yeah,
I believe October information got released too.
Yeah, October information got released too. I'm trying to get that ready to throw up on the site as well, but it probably won't be up until tomorrow. But where is it? Shite. That's what are we playing? But yeah, I mean, like there's just so much stuff that like it's just dropped in our lap now, and given to us, and stuff like that, just for being a subscriber, which is not a problem, like but still, like let's see. So PlayStation Plus got Deathloop as well as Assassin's Creed Origins, Watch Dogs 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Spiritfarer, Chicory, Alex Kidd Miracle World DX, which is actually a good freaking game. Like it's for a remake. For all you people that held out and did not buy Scott Pilgrim when London Runs was like whoring it the fuck out, like it's free now. And then on the premium tier, you got the Sly Cooper collection. So that's 3 games. It was basically Sly Cooper month this month because every Sly Cooper game is out there, from Sly 1, 2, and 3 to Thieves in Time to Bentley's Hack Pack.
Yeah, but these are the PS3 versions though, and you can only stream them though, right?
Yeah, you can only stream them, but still, some people have the patience to deal with that latency. Some people do.
No, dude, look, I've tried to do it. Like, I even got the Backbone for my phone, right? And like, for certain games, it works fine, right? Like strategy games, like a game or an RPG or something. But like the other day, I had the itch to play Halo Infinite for some reason, and I popped it on my phone, and it was virtually unplayable. Like, the lag was very bad. The pixelation and the tearing was terrible. Like, I just, man, not recommended for a first-person shooter at all. So, man, cloud gaming, man. Like, I get it. Like, the technology is cool, but like, it's just not there yet. Man. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and once we look outside of that, like the other thing too, like depending on the time of year, games are just coming out back to back to back. Like like on the notable games segment that I did this week on the website as well as featured in Crossroads. There was 29 games that came out that were released across all the platforms, and that's not including Nintendo Switch, because we don't talk about we don't announce Nintendo games on Crossroads. You guys have Power Block for that, you know.
Mhm.
We try to stay in our lane on that one, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, between PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and we'll also mention if it's the right game. We'll also mention if it's on iOS, if it's on Android, if it's on Stadia, if it's on who's the other, Luna, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, so there was 29 games, you know, that were notable, you know, for go to bossrush.net, check out the article on that.
Well, you know, oddly enough, when I was going for my jog today and I'm just listening to the Zelda cast, and I actually was thinking maybe I should write a banner on this, but then I wondered if I already did. But like, are we just getting way too many? I know it sounds like a silly question, but are we just getting too many games? Like maybe publishers need to kind of take it a bit easy, which, how dare I say, we want less games, but I'm not saying I want one game to come out a year. I just don't want 50 games a month to come out.
Well, the sad thing is this is a slow year too, right? I mean, look at Q1 next year already, right? I mean, it's ridiculous. So in October, there's Overwatch 2, Nier is coming to Switch, which I know a lot of people are excited for. Let's see. NHL 23, PGA Tour 23, A Plague Tale Requiem, that new Ghostbusters game is coming out. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves is coming to
the PC. Finally.
Mario,
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with them.
Mario plus Rabbids, Gotham Knights, Second Extinction, new Tales from the Borderlands, Persona 5 Royal is hitting every console. Star Ocean: The Divine Force, Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The Resident Evil stuff. It's like this is all just October. Like that's just October.
Oh wow, the Triangle Strategy release actually hits the PC.
Yeah. By the way, are you noticing anything weird about Square Enix lately? How? Besides
the fact that they are on a roll right now, like
with RPGs and farming sims.
Yeah.
You notice next year they have, besides Octopath Traveler 2, they have nothing scheduled for any other platform but the PlayStation.
Oh
yeah, I did notice that. And Octopath Traveler 2 is also going to be on PlayStation.
Yeah, which they haven't even gotten the first game yet. I bet Octopath Traveler 1 comes out as a PlayStation Plus game the month before, or when is, let's see, February 24th is when Octopath Traveler 2 comes out.
I would not be surprised if it winds up being a free drop on PlayStation Plus.
That's what I'm saying. I bet it's the PlayStation Plus essential game for January. That's my guess. Write it down, everybody. You heard it here first. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe somebody else guessed that. And then like November, November isn't any
Modern Warfare 2 next month.
And it's like November is crazy too. Harvestella, Sifu is coming to Switch, Sonic Frontiers,
Pokemon.
God of War, Tactics Ogre, Valkyrie Elysium, which is going to be awesome.
Snap. They're projecting the PC version of Last of Us is going to come is happening next month. What?
Well, they want it out before the show starts.
Oh, that show! I can't wait.
Yeah.
So Call of Duty Warzone, Pokemon, Dark Pictures Anthology.
Hey, Switch is getting Biomutant.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. It didn't run well on the other consoles. How's it going to run?
Oh, well, then maybe I'll wait. You know, whenever the next generation of Nintendo console comes out in 10 years.
Well, I mean, they are on a 2-year cycle, so we'll see.
Nintendo's dragging their feet. Oh, I don't know.
They're on a 2-year cycle, everybody.
That Switch Pro is a myth.
It's fair. And then there's like
that weird ass Dragon Ball game that's coming out where like it's basically the villains versus like normal humans.
I have
Villain?
no idea.
Oh,
What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Dragon Ball except for there's hair and there's a lot of this. And there's a lot of like. And there's
I don't know,
characters named after vegetables.
I mean, he's not lying.
I don't know. I don't follow Dragon Ball Z. I know it's a big franchise, but I don't follow it.
Also, there's not enough people talking about Valkyrie Elysium and Valkyrie Profile Lilith coming to PlayStation 5. There's not enough people.
I'll be honest with you. Like the Valkyrie series just doesn't do it for me anymore.
That's fine. It doesn't
But then
need
again,
to do it for you.
also,
but
then
more
it's
people
also,
need to talk about it.
Okay, true that. But also I'm really hard on JRPGs now.
Yeah, that's fair. Crisis Core. Speaking of JRPGs, Crisis Core is coming out too in December, which I'm quite excited for.
Yeah, thank you, Final Fantasy VII Remake. You guys finally got me back into Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that'll be one of the first games I play when I get a PlayStation 5. Was the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Probably.
If you ever get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that? You know, they just don't like money. Is that their problem?
They don't want your money.
I know.
You must be spending that funny money or something, man.
Yeah. Good old American dollars. They don't want them Geo Washingtons, you know. Whatever. It's fine. PlayStation.
You sound like your feelings are hurt. Oh my god.
They are a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I want to play some PlayStation games, you know.
They paid attention to you saying I don't need a PlayStation 5 right now. They paid attention to you.
I didn't need one when I said that. Now, I think I do.
No. Ah, you spoke it into existence, so there you go.
That's fair. It's fine. Jim Ryan heard me. He holds his controller like this.
Jim Ryan is not the villain of every Sony fanboy's story. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's
actually doing a lot of good things for the company, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I mean, I knew people were irrational idiots when they turn around and blame Jim Ryan for the price hike on the PlayStation hardware. I'm like, Jim Ryan doesn't make that damn decision. And I guarantee you, if Jim Ryan had made that decision, the U.S. would have gotten a price hike too.
Well, technically, he signs off on the decision, but no, he has a lot of smart business people underneath him, and I mean, look, we talked a little bit before the show about how everything is just it's taking longer to get, it costs more to get, the supply it just isn't there, so the old economic thing of supply and demand, right?
Yeah. So,
and plus, if you're gonna snake some of these parts away from Microsoft, you're gonna have to pay a premium because they use essentially the similar parts,
Mm-hmm. I'm just not a fan of misdirected butthurtness. I'm just not a fan of that.
Yeah, no, neither am I. Can't we all just like video games and it doesn't matter what platform they're on or what they look like? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's another thing too. That's another thing I mentioned, in the whole thing about why we don't finish video games. Like a lot of gamers own more than one gaming system. And then you got to think every gaming system has their own exclusives and stuff like that. So you spread yourself even much thinner, because heaven forbid, we're talking about all those Square Enix games that are coming nothing but PlayStation, but we also know that Square Enix does have a trickle down effect of other games to other systems. I guarantee you, the AAA games are coming to PlayStation, but the B tier games will be on Switch and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's a world we live in. We've got more and more companies that develop games now. We've got 1, 2, and 3 man studios now that make games, and stuff like that. And some of those games are fucking good, by the way.
I mean, look at Grounded. It's getting 9s and 9.5s, and it was made by 12 people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so we live in a wonderful age of gaming, but at the same time, we're also oversaturated. So I'm not sure if it's just we have gaming ADHD when it comes to stuff, or if games have gotten way too complex, to the fact that like it's brain numbing just trying to get through like tutorials of games to start the game, stuff like that. Or it could, or like in the case of us guys here, what we do at Boss Rush and stuff, like it could be we could be just having a colossal case of FOMO where like, oh my god, everybody's talking about this game, I want to play it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think when you pay attention as much as we do to games and stuff, it's like, man, I gotta keep up with everybody else.
Are we hyper focused or hyper sensitive? Which is it for? Which describes? He said yes. I like that answer. I like that.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, I wonder if I wasn't doing this and podcasting and doing videos and whatever
how
else,
much more time would you have to play games?
Well, yeah, that, which, so I think, yeah. Anyways, like I'm just like, man, I could probably play more games, but also like, would I buy as many games?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know the answer to that is I would probably like maybe have Game Pass and buy some Switch games, and not nearly as many as I do.
Yeah, I can honestly say if it wasn't for what I do right now with Boss Rush and the fact that I'm a YouTube and a Twitch content creator and stuff like that, I would definitely be more selective about the games that I buy. Or how I buy games, like I would definitely be more selective and stuff like that. I feel like I already am picky, but like there'd be much more scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because I'm also a writer for BossRush.net, I'm always like tuned into all the alerts. I try to watch these showcases live, where in the past I didn't even know when the showcases were, and I would just hear about things after the fact, which is another thing, because if I hear about new games later, I tend to get them on sale. Now I'm like, oh, I gotta get it on day one. I pay full price. Guess what? I don't play it on day one.
Yeah.
Then I see it go on Game Pass 6 months later. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Like it's one of those things where it's like it's like the chicken and the egg syndrome. Like what do we do? Do we get the game when it first comes out? Well, I mean, Nintendo Switch. I feel like I'm being horribly ripped off if I don't buy the game when the first month or two that it's out. Because I'll wait like 3 years later, the game's still full price, and I'm like, man, I gotta pay money for this old ass game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like subscription services like Humble Bundle, where basically you spend $12, you get 17 games,
Yeah.
And they're yours to keep. It's not like PlayStation Plus and Game Pass, where like when your membership runs out, they're gone,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like let me tell you, like, man, when I'm spending $22 and getting like the 7 main Resident Evil games, I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah. And then like you look at the Switch eShop, and like Skyrim is still $60 on the eShop, and it's just like when they have like their big sale, it's like Skyrim is $30, or Doom is $20, and it's like, oh. That's the other thing too. Like the digital marketplace, like I feel like the digital marketplace, that should be the incentive. Like they should have games sold. It doesn't have to be a terribly lower price, but like sell games on digital marketplace at a lower price to incentivize, like, people like going to the storefront and buying the games digitally and stuff like that. Like it would actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because like, like a lot of these people, a lot of these companies launch digital marketplaces to put stuff like places like GameStop out of business. So, like why are they shooting themselves in the foot? Like GameStop could have already been down the toilet, like years ago, Well, you saw you saw the stat, right? Where like the people who like the physical to digital purchase ratio has, before the pandemic, was at like 30%, and now it's at like 75%.
Yeah.
To digital versus physical. So.
Yeah. Oh man, you know what? Say what you will. I think the pandemic was probably one of the best things that could happen. To people of a certain mindset. Like like me, for example, I hate going to movie theaters. So when the pandemic happened and we started seeing the news that all these theater companies were in trouble, I was like, yes.
I know, I was too.
I was like Captain Kirk, let them die. I was like, because that just means like they come straight to home release.
How dare you?
Well, I can tell you the last two movies I saw in the theater. I saw the
my
last.
boyfriend hates every time I say that.
The last two movies I saw in the theater were 007 with my dad, and then Avengers Endgame.
I've seen more recent stuff than you have. I just saw Nope about a month ago in theater. So like me and my boyfriend, we caught the last week or two that was in theaters, and then before that was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, like it's crazy because I'm not even going to movie theaters now that we'll see the Marvel movies now. Like,
I'm waiting.
That's telling. Now, I mean, like, and there's no new Star Trek movies coming, so I don't have to worry about that.
I just wait till Disney Plus, like for the Marvel stuff. I'm just like, you know what? It'll be here in a month? I'll wait.
Yeah, like what, 40 days later?
Yeah. And then a lot of the times they just put things straight up on Disney Plus now. Like that new Pinocchio movie was day and date, I think.
Yeah, I was shocked on that one. I was shocked. Yeah. But I shouldn't have been shocked because like I thought Rescue Rangers was going to happen in theaters, and I was shocked when that hit straight to Disney Plus.
Oh my gosh, that movie's so good.
Oh, it was so good. Yes. So good. Yes. Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I could probably not buy another game the rest of my life and not finish the games that I own. So, my digital libraries are huge. I went on my Xbox and they updated the UI and stuff. So when you go into your library, you can sort it by full library, which includes games with gold, Game Pass, EA Play, and
nice.
the games that you own. And I have 1,100 or 1,017 games that I could possibly play.
This is throughout the lifetime of like your whole Xbox Live, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what? This is the fourth console. This is the fourth Xbox console, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like,
that's crazy. Like Microsoft managed to almost catch up the PlayStation, in like number of hardware,
Yeah. I mean that
because when the original Xbox came out, weren't they two systems behind?
Mm-mm.
No.
Xbox and PlayStation 2 were the same generation.
Okay.
Some people try to shove Dreamcast in there as like the Xbox Zero, and I'm like, yeah. Just because it ran on Windows CE doesn't mean it was a.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I really like how Xbox sorts your games now, because you can sort it by like optimized for Series X and S. You can sort it by classic games, which is like I think it's original Xbox and Xbox 360. You can sort it by platform, so like Game Pass or EA Play or whatever. Like it's a really nice system. Now they just need some output from their studios. Oh man. Anyways, good times. Play your games, guys. Play games. Play your games.
Or don't play games. It all depends on how you feel.
No, you must play your games. Shackle yourself to the systems like Nintendo used to shackle 3DSs to the booth babes at E3.
God.
Oh man, I saw stuff. It was like E3 circa 2007, and it had like booth babes very prominently in these pictures, like the Halo 3 girls with like the midriff shirts, and like the Japanese girls with like the DSs chained to their wrists. And I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like
it was like slavery.
Here.
It was like slavery.
Oh man, what a time we used to live in.
Yeah, but it's more like go at your own pace, right? Like I'm slowly exercising my self-control once again. Like the games that I want to get day one, like The Last of Us Part 1 and God of War Ragnarok, I'm like, I know you want to play it, Steph, but if you buy it day one, you're not actually going to have time to play it day one. Just bide your time. It might go on sale for, well, not God of War, but maybe The Last of Us might be on sale for Black Friday. Also, probably not.
I
but
bet it. I bet I bet The Last of Us is $40 on Black Friday.
$40, yeah.
So I just gotta wait because I still got other games I gotta play.
Yeah. Speaking of PlayStation games, though, did you see that Hot Wheels games everybody loves is the PlayStation October game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a good selection. That and Super Hot. Like I love Super Hot.
Yeah, I know. Like
and Injustice too.
Just talking about Super Hot. Yeah.
Even if you're not into fighting games, Injustice 2 is cool.
I'm sorry. It looked like PlayStation Plus, like the new rollout was going to be like a nightmare because based off of what we saw was going on over in Japan and stuff, but I gotta say, maybe Sony was like, hey, like we can't make this a travesty, and they just stepped it up because some of the games and stuff that they put out there that are across all three tiers, not just like on the premium tiers, like they've been freaking nice. Like Persona, I think Persona's coming back to it. I don't quote me on that, but I think Persona 5 is coming back to it. Because I have a funny feeling because I just pay attention to what happens on the Epic Game Store, Humble, and Game Pass, and then that gives me an idea of what's going to happen on PlayStation Plus, and all this stuff trends kind of the same. So one place might get it first, Game Pass might get it first, but Sony eventually gets it on their service, or vice versa. Sony gets it first, and then next thing you know, it's on Game Pass. It's all relative because I think everybody's being paid the same money now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's plus man, these subscription services, man.
They're killing me.
I still suspect Microsoft's going to raise the price on Game Pass. I still suspect that.
Oh, that reminds me, my Game Pass subscription actually expires in September. I'm not sure what to do. Like speaking of not finishing games or whatever, like Game Pass is great, but just given my current time right now, other than Death's Door for a little bit, and then I stopped playing it more because of being busy. Do I renew it? But if my track record has been that I've not been utilizing it, I'm like, maybe I should. For now, I can always sign back up, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I've since I've had Game Pass, I've downloaded over 50 games, and you know how many I've actually played and beat? As Dusk Falls, that's one for sure. Like I'm looking through my list right now.
I was gonna play a Plague Tale Innocence, and I downloaded it. I was like, what? If it's on my console, I'll play it. And then it left Game Pass.
It left Game Pass. Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess I'm not playing it. Anyways, man, good times, Video games. There's just too many. There
really is.
Man, I remember when we started Pow Block and like the Wii U, we were like begging for games to come out, and we would get like 3 or 4 a year, maybe, on that console. Oh man. Now it's like Switch can't stop putting games out. Just can't stop. So, all right. Who has another topic? Anybody? It's a great topic.
Unfortunately, the first thing that came to mind, I won't make it a topic, but I saw a tweet go out about like one of the, basically Pokemon revealed another new Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet, and that's where I'm like, you know what? I had faith in Pokemon for like a couple weeks, and now I give up again.
What is it? I didn't see.
It's called Wiglet.
I don't
Just
like
look
that.
it up. Tell me what.
I don't want to look it up. That sounds. Isn't there already a Diglett?
Yeah, so there's Wiglet version.
I don't like that.
No. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, really? Like, this is why I stopped liking Pokemon for a while, because They just came up with like stupid names, stupid designs. One, like, okay, so here I'm going to put it in the chat. And for anyone who's listening, just look up Wiglet Pokemon. I had to add the word Pokemon because Google still did not know what the fuck I was looking at. Wiglet. So I guess it's like a variation of Diglett.
Don't like this. Don't. Nope.
Why are there just little penis-shaped things everywhere?
Nope. Don't like that. It's gross. I would like to not see this ever again.
This is a sign that Pokemon, you can keep creating games and shit, but please stop creating new Pokemon because they're weird.
They are, in fact, weird. I don't like this. This is gross. I don't.
Well, I can make it a spin-off topic. Like, are there any franchises that come to mind that you think should retire? I'm not insinuating Pokemon should retire, but like, think about a franchise like Pokemon. It's been successful over 25 years. The cards still sell like hotcakes. It's insane. Even though the fact that the company's having a difficult time coming up with new and original Pokemon ideas makes me think, are there any other long-standing franchises that maybe might be better off gracefully retiring in the sunset?
I have one, and it's going to hurt me to say this because I love this franchise. It's my favorite Xbox franchise, but Gears needs to retire.
Oh.
Those games have been so good for such a long time, and it's the same problem that Forza has too, where like the game is so good already that when you put out another one, it just feels like you're playing more of that same game because there's nothing else to do with it. You know what I mean? Like there's no iterations, there's no good new gameplay mechanics or anything to make the game different, right? And even though Gears 5 was amazing, and I think that story is like a step in the right direction for Microsoft's first party games, right? Like the gameplay has been the same since Gears 3 and like it's just, I don't know, I just feel like that game, and I think once they wrap up Kate's story with Gears 6, they're going to retire Gears for a while. So
okay.
I think we'll see what the Coalition is bringing next, but like, man, I love Gears, but that series needs to just, it needs to be done.
Okay. I have one that's pretty obvious, like low-hanging fruit, which actually I hate that saying, low-hanging fruit. And LeRon, I know you'll feel me with this, but Kingdom Hearts needs to retire.
Yes. God, yes.
Can't believe they're making a fourth one, and that'll probably come out in like 10 years, and they might release some other games scattered across different consoles.
I fucking blame Super Smash Brothers for that shit. I really do, because I mean, like, okay, so last night we talked about a couple of fandoms on Crossroads that are like man, like their fans are insane,
frightening,
and Kingdom Hearts fans, I don't know which ones are worse. Is the Kingdom Hearts fans, or is it like the Mushroom Kingdom people?
The Mushroom Kingdom people.
Well, no, because you just can't say Mario. Like Mario doesn't really encompass it. Like when I said the Mushroom Kingdom, like everybody, like the Mario universe fans are just woo. But man, the Kingdom Hearts people give them a serious run for their money and stuff like that. And man, it was like, please, I hope when the whole Sora thing happened for Smash, like nobody was standing within like splooge distance of a Kingdom Hearts fan, because like I guarantee you that's basically what happened. Like people jizzed in their pants as soon as they saw like Kingdom Hearts was hitting Smash Brothers, because I feel like I feel like the only reaction that was that big was Mithra, you know, and all these other announcements for Kingdom Hearts have never been that epic. Not Kingdom Hearts, sorry, Smash Bros. Has never been that as epic as Sora and Mithra. And Sora's reveal actually overtook the whole Mithra thing.
Yeah. Well, I think Joker was a big deal too, from Persona. That was a pretty big deal.
There was a good reception of that, but I don't think I think it paled in comparison. In all honesty.
Well, I mean, and we've talked about this before. Sam mostly was a Kingdom Hearts fan when 1 and 2 came out.
Too.
I love them, and then. I don't know. I don't even have it in me to consider, because was it their 20th anniversary where they were just gonna like release everything and like
there's the story all-in-one edition. I think it has all the games in it for PlayStation.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, I bought all those collections for the PS4, and I just do not have the strength to turn them on.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's the length, the years where the mainline story gets released, and it's just the fact that the story is just so convoluted that, even I don't know. It just, for those two factors alone, like, it was great at the time. Let it rest, and so people can remember upon it fondly.
I thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be the end.
Was going to be the end.
Well, I mean, I knew they said that the story would continue in later iterations, but I thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be like a cutoff point and be like, this is the end of this edition of Kingdom Hearts. And then whatever the next Kingdom Hearts game is going to be like new cast of characters, whatever. And then the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer comes out and it's just Sora floating through Tokyo or whatever.
Yeah.
Real quickly. Hey, Grayson, I see you in the chat. We're not trying to make you feel like chopped liver. He's a big Kingdom Hearts fan, a big Mario fan.
I
love Kingdom Hearts. I just wish her.
To be fair, I love Kingdom Hearts too.
I felt out of love with Kingdom Hearts. Like, I want a divorce.
Whoa. I love Kingdom Hearts too. It's just like, man, Kingdom Hearts 3 sure felt like that game was in development for PS2 at one point. You know,
it was.
I know that
it was, and then they pulled a faster. And it was like, we're gonna finish the game on PS. We're gonna finish the storyline on PS3.
Yeah,
and then PS3 is dead, and there was no Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
Oh, was it with you guys where I think I said that last week? I went to trade in my Kingdom Hearts 3 game so I could just get money to pay for other things. GameStop offered me no more than $2 for it.
No shocker there.
Yeah. Like, well, you can get it for.
Well, a lot of people were actually disappointed with Kingdom Hearts 3. So like they bought it, played it, and immediately took it back. Huh?
The ending of that game is DLC. You have to buy it, and it's $30.
Oh hell no!
Okay, I shouldn't say the ending of that game, but the other half of the ending is DLC.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, well, we co-wrote an article about how Kingdom Hearts turned out for us. You know, it was just one of those things. It's like,
LeRon, put your glasses back on. It hurts my eyes when you take your glasses off.
What? What?
It bothers me.
There was something in my eye. Which...
your face needs glasses on it for me to comprehend that it's you. For some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Stephanie kind of took my answer though. Like
Oh, sorry.
No. It's okay. It's okay because like I completely agree with you on the whole Kingdom Hearts thing. Because I'm thinking of, I don't know, like Corey. I get what you're saying about like Gears needs to like just let it go. But I still feel like there's still more. There's still story that can be told in Gears. So like, why not?
There,
tell more stories.
There is, but I mean. They're very clearly following a single storyline in that game, which is fine, right? Like, I think they tried one spinoff and nobody really liked it. And so they're like, well, let's not do spinoff games anymore because people don't like them. Well, I guess they've done two, if you include Gears Tactics, which I think people liked, but it was a different genre, so I think people just didn't mind. But, like, I think after they wrap up Kate's story, which I'm assuming will end in Gears 6, Like they're gonna retire that series for a while. So
Okay. Trying to think.
I think
You know what? Only because this is more of a joke than anything else, but only because like Nintendo is like just play with my emotions. Kirby, gotta go. End that shit. End that shit. We got 3 damn Kirby games this year, and everybody fucking knows what I'm waiting for them to say is going to drop. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys. Like.
Kirby, I mean, I'm not defending Kirby at all, but like the one reason why I can see Kirby being reincarnated over and over again is because it's an easy game too, because they don't really need to uphold any story in particular. It's just, oh, here's a new wacky adventure where you get copy abilities and defeat enemies. So on one hand, it kind of has that ability to keep reiterating itself.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I get it. Because, like, one of my answers that I'm not going to say is my answer, but this is what I think sometimes. I'm like, The Legend of Zelda, I know I keep saying it again. I think I should only be allowed to mention that franchise once per podcast, kind of like how Story can only talk about Mass Effect once per podcast. But part of me is like, oh my goodness, is there ever going to be a day where Legend of Zelda, like, will retire? And, like, where are they going to come up with more original ideas? How many more times can they recycle a Ganon/Ganondorf, like?
That's the question I asked too. Like, you know, because I'm
scared.
Yeah, but you ask that, and then you get an Ocarina of Time, and then you ask that, and you get a Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people did clamor that Zelda needs to go away for a while when Skyward Sword came out. You know, I mean, even though it had like one-to-one sword action or whatever, like people didn't want that at that point, and they reinvented it. You know, I think that's what some of these franchises need, is a reinvention. You know, and a lot of the franchises we named just now probably would be better if they were reinvented. But how do you reinvent these games? You know, I think it's easier to reinvent a third-person action adventure game like Zelda than it is to reinvent Gears, which is so built on this cover-based shooting mechanic and the guns with the chainsaws and the grenade launchers and the weird swords on the fronts of the guns, right? Like, I mean, it's, how do you reinvent that, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Kirby, like, even Kirby, like, I think the 3 best Kirby games are the games that don't feel like Kirby games at all. You know, Canvas Curse, Rainbow Curse, and Robo-Robot are all 3 fantastic Kirby games, but they're not traditional Kirby platforming games, you know? I mean, you can even throw Kirby Air Ride in there for GameCube, right? Like, they're just not traditional Kirby games, but they're all great games in their own right.
You know, one franchise that I would have given it an answer to, well, I'm going to have 2, was at first, now hear me out, was Assassin's Creed. But,
good one.
But as soon as they said that they were going to kind of go back to their roots with the Mirage one, I'm like, okay, maybe they bought themselves some time. I don't know. We'll see. The other one that I know for a fact should just go away and retire is Just Dance. Just dance your way into the trash can.
To be fair, though, with Assassin's Creed, by the time Mirage comes out, it will have been 3 years since an Assassin's Creed came out.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, maybe before I'd be like, that franchise can retire. But I'm like, all right, we're going to go through a certain time period where a game's not released. They are kind of going back to their roots, completely new locations. We got some fresh locations coming up. So I think actually they did a good, kind of like what they did with Breath of the Wild, third Zelda reference, changing it up, so to speak.
Yeah.
So.
And the way Assassin's Creed story is set up, you can reinvent yourself every game if you want. And if you mess up in one location, you're like, oh, well, that was dumb. We should do something else, you know? And like, I have to give it to Assassin's Creed for like really reinventing themselves seemingly 3 separate times at this point, you know? I would say Assassin's Creed 1 and then 2 kind of perfected the 1 kind of layout, and then 3, 4 I would say 3 through Syndicate are all kind of one kind of set. And then they took a year off, and they came back with the Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla kind of trilogy. And, yeah.
Oh, I have maybe LeRon might have more input about this one, but again, I've noticed Resident Evil tends to refresh itself like every 3-ish games.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah, are a different take on like the main series. Like 1, 2, 3 and Code Veronica were the same. 4, 5, and 6 were this 4 and 5 and elements of 6 were the same. And then 7 and 8 are like the new iteration.
Do you see? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, and then I was gonna say just other games are like they're offshoots and stuff, and they have their own like unique thing about them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask, do you think the Capcom can keep Resident Evil fresh at this point?
That's a good question. I think the next direction, I hate to say it, but I think the next direction they're going to go is like a more action-oriented like thing. Like I'm surprised they haven't really done that yet, even though like the remakes, the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes feel like more action-oriented games than their original they're the original material.
They feel more like 4. I think 4 is like I think 4 is like
revolutionized Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people point at 4 as being like the perfect kind of mix between horror and action, you know? And I think that maybe they're trying to figure out where that sweet spot is again with these remakes, and obviously the DLC for 8 is going to be third person and kind of similar to that also. I think Resident Evil 2 remake now is what you point at and say that's what we should be aiming for, And maybe they don't release one every year now, because we've gotten a Resident Evil almost every year now, every 2 years I would say.
It feels like it.
And I don't know, especially with Callisto Protocol and Dead Space coming out. Like maybe they take some time and really rethink Resident Evil for when 9 comes out, like it'll reinvent survival horror at this point.
Because I am glad they have those remakes, because that's the only way I will be willing to play them. But sometimes I feel like if a franchise only is doing remakes, it makes me question, like, are you just got out of ideas, or are they doing it for fans? So I'm not pointing fingers at Capcom saying that they don't know what's next for Resident Evil. I just wasn't sure, because they're, 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 is now being remade. They're exploiting the heck out of Village. Like there's always so much about Big Lady. So there be life after Big Lady?
Lady D was lightning in a bottle.
It's true.
Yeah, she was. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, by the way, shout out to BU, friend of the show, who just raided us on Twitch.
Yay!
So thank you for the raid.
Awesome.
Very exciting. Really appreciate the raid. I think that's the first time we've ever been raided.
Wow.
It's exciting. So yeah. Anyways, do we want to wrap it up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I know LeRon's got some monster hunting to do. So, I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Podcast. Check out bossrush.net for all the things of Boss Rush writing and podcasts and video and stuff like that. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to like and share and subscribe. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a 5-star rating or review. LeRon, where can we find you?
You can find me basically everywhere. Social media, YouTube, Twitch, and various PlayStation Network, Steam. Just look up Exodus 803. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Crossroads podcast, unless there's something going on and we have to do like a half hour later, stuff like that. I swear, like we can never seem to nail down the time, but it typically happens Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Sorry, Stephanie. But yeah, that's where you can find me at. Hang out. Definitely like hit me up on slide the DMs, like talk to me. I always like talking about all this nerdy stuff that we talk about every week. Like, it's a good time.
Stephanie, where can we find you?
People can find me on the internet at Klimov, KLIMOV _author. My articles on bossrush.net and After Dark.
And you can find me at I am Corey HC on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Nintendo Pow Block, on Standard Def, on various other things here on the Boss Rush Network. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good night.